Hello everyone, my name is Danny Devries, professional angler on the Bassmaster Opens and host of the new TV show, My Kind of Fishing. And today, I'm going to cover the basics of the baitcaster. So I know this may seem like a pretty basic concept, but I know a lot of people who don't fully understand how to use a baitcaster. First thing I'm going to cover is your drag system. This slows down your spool. If you are not quite sure how this button or this button works, you're going to have a lot of frustration at the docks. So the first thing I'm going to go over here is your weight. This little button right here, this little knob, adjusts your rate of fall for the lure. And that's probably one of the most single important things when you're learning to use a baitcaster. What you want to do is you want to press the button down, free spool the bail, let go, and tighten this knob until your bait has a very steady fall. Then you know that your bait weight is set right. Then what you want to do is you want to adjust your magnets. Now your magnets are on the opposite side of the handle on the reel. And usually I run these pretty close to max because I cast like a madman. And what this does is it's an extra braking system that slows down the spool when it starts to unravel. Now the absolute most important thing about a baitcaster is knowing when to put your thumb on the bail and when to release it and put it back on. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your thumb, open the bail. When you cast, you're going to let go of the spool, and then you're going to watch your bait. As soon as your bait hits the water, put your thumb back on that spool and stop it from spinning. If you do not stop the spool from spinning, you're going to have a bird's nest that's going to give you a headache until next week. Bait casters are absolutely phenomenal. They handle a lot of heavier line and a lot of heavier weight when it comes to throwing jigs, such on and so forth, baits. Bait casters can handle a lot more. They're not really made for the lighter tackle, but you can cast a lot farther and you can cast a lot more accurate when using a bait caster. A lot of people have asked me, what is the difference? There's quite a few differences. Now for gear ratio on a bait caster, because you'll go to the store and say, I want a bait caster, and they're going to say, what gear ratio are you looking for? And if you're new to bass fishing or new to using bait casters, that's going to sound like a foreign object, and you're going to be like, I don't even know what that means. What that means is how fast that spool is going to retrieve your line. So you have a 5-3-1, which is your slowest spool. You're probably going to get about 32 to 34 inches of line per crank. For one revolution of the crank, it's going to pull in 32 to 34 inches of line. Maybe even less. It could be down to 26, depending on how full your spool is. That's a major factor. Then you have the 9.0 or 9.1 that will pull in about 39 inches of line, one crank. So it really shows you how fast your reel is going to pull that lure in, which is key when you're fine-tuning how you're retrieving your lures. If you're new to bait casting, I would recommend with going something like a 6-4-1, a 6-3-1, something in that middle range. You can use it for jigs, you can use it for worms, Texas rigs, soft plastics, just about everything. You can use it for crankbaits. But if you're going to start flipping and pitching, that's when you're going to want the high-speed reel. You're going to want the 9.0, you're going to want the 8.0, you're going to want the 7.1s. Those are the faster reels. That's when you use those faster reels. Now a 5-4-1, I don't use much of a 5-4-1. Pretty much the lowest I'll go is a 6-4-1 or a 6-3-1. But if you do go down to a 5-4-1, it's usually going to be used for worms, Carolina rigs, and really, really, really slow presentations. So I hope that helped you out when it comes to learning how to use a bait caster. I'm Danny Devries, once again host of My Kind of Fishing Show. Be sure to check out our show this April on the World Fishing Network, and be sure to subscribe to LuckyTackleBox.com. Take care, guys.